It's the Evening Bulletin. I'm Perry Michael Simon, and let's go back to 1984 when a real estate guy named Michael Lerner heard about a couple of women, sisters, who were trying to manufacture signs to warn people to drive more carefully around vehicles with children in them. So he created a company and printed up signs, and they said, "Baby on board." He took the company public in 1993 and sold the company in 2000 for $195 million. Not a bad return, but he did take a hit recently when he sold his Miami Beach home to, of all people, DJ Khaled for about $3.5 million under the asking price. The sale price? $25.9 million. The home has an 80-foot swimming pool, a 4-bedroom guest house that's probably bigger than your house, and a private dock, and such is how class warfare happens. You and I can't possibly imagine living in a $25.9 million home with a dock and a guest house and a massive pool, yet the baby on board guy did, and DJ Khaled will, and that's how capitalism works, right? Rich guy sells to rich guy. Rest of us lead totally different lives. Is that fair? Well, in some cases, yeah. It's not like these guys stole the money. People wanted those baby on board signs and paid a lot for them, and he managed to keep the company going with other novelties people wanted to buy, and a rival company was willing to pay him a fortune to take over, so there's nothing questionable there. DJ Khaled makes a ton of money producing hit records, his talents are in demand, and if the money doesn't go to him, who's it going to go to? The label? Why shouldn't he make that money? It's coming in based on his work. But you can also understand the disconnect when we, the people whose work others aren't willing to pay as much money to get, watch them live the lifestyles of the rich and famous. What we should ask ourselves is whether we'd be somehow happier if we had that $25.9 million Miami Beach mansion, or more precisely, whether we'd be $25.9 million happier. Because I don't know about anyone else, but I'm okay with what I have, even if I'd like a little more so I could retire at a normal age instead of working until I'm dead. I can't resent someone who's found the gold mine, and I'm not sure I really need a gold mine. But when some people are insanely rich and some people are insanely poor, you can see how the idea of wealth redistribution becomes an issue. There has to be a middle ground at which people are fairly compensated for the revenue their work generates, while people at the other end are protected from having to live in poverty just because they can't produce a hit song or invest in an idea that takes off, which is how we end up arguing about taxes, which is a story for another time. And when we do address that story, you'll get it if you subscribe, so please do. And not that it'll make me rich, since this is free with no commercials. You can send me money if you want, though, and while you do that, I'm going to go now, because that's enough.